The IFP says Mdumiseni Ntuli launched a scathing attack on the IFP and its founder, Mangosuthu Buthelezi. They say Ntuli has provided no explanation and no evidence for his claims that the IFP is, and I'm quoting verbatim, trying to divert the direction that is supposed to be persuaded by the Zulu Kingdom and trying to cause confusion in society by appropriating the Zulu Kingdom. That's where the quote ends. This was during a media briefing held earlier in Durban in KwaZulu-Natal. So we've got Mdumiseni Ntuli on the line. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Just your response to those accusations from the IFP.
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon to you and the viewers at home. I think first and foremost, the IFP is essentially losing the plot. The issue that we have raised as the ANC, which must still be answered without any political expedient. Why does the Prime Minister, the traditional Prime Minister of the Zulus, uses the infrastructure of a political party, which is the IFP in this case, to coordinate his media engagement, including, in many respects, using the national spokesperson of the IFP as the contact in case the media wants to make a follow-up on matters that are relating to the Royal House. The second issue that they need to respond to, why are they using IFP venues when they are dealing with matters of the Royal House? Now, you don't need to be a scientist to understand the reason why they are doing that. It's because historically, the IFP has sought to multiply its fortune on the basis of ethnicity and on the basis of appropriating the Zulu Kingdom as some kind of a support base for the IFP, which we reject. We reject today. We rejected it historically when the then Zulu King attended the founding conference of the African National Congress 109 years ago. To say that the ANC of today, leadership of today, is trying to get closer to the kingdom, it's a lie. The kingdom was part of the formation of the African National Congress because the formation of the ANC has always been understood to be an all-encompassing effort to unite all our people, who were later divided by the IFP in the late 70s when it decided to form a political party that was predominantly driven in its own outlook and approach by Zulu ethnicity.
Mm-hmm. There's been that response that I'm sure you've seen, a statement from Mangosuthu Buthelezi saying, among other things, denying that he's made statements from the IFP and saying, asking how have I or the IFP tried to conflate the IFP with the Zulu Kingdom. He's saying you're doing this in an attempt to gain a place for the ANC in the affairs of the Zulu royal family.
No. I mean, it's one thing to deny, it's another to deal with the concrete evidence that I suppose should be at the disposal of the media as well. If you look at his statement that he has issued and look at the media alert, which he has issued to organize for his press conferences, all of those are appearing under the contact details of the IFP national spokesperson. How to deal with that? It's not about the ANC wanting to do anything other than what it's supposed to do. It's the ANC calling on the traditional Prime Minister of the Zulu people to abide by what is correct and desist from using the political party in order to use the traditional authority to advance the agenda of the political party. That is our main concern. And then the IFP, I expected the IFP to go out and defend because what else should they do? They know what is happening. They know their primary objective. And definitely they have to stand up and defend. But they must explain a simple question. Why that? I know that Mangosuthu Buthelezi had said that it's because he doesn't have a support from government. But why has he ever not requested the Office of the Premier to assist to issue a statement? Or even the ANC, if the IFP is by coincidence, it's not by political design. Our argument is that the usage of the IFP communication infrastructure is by design. It's a political agenda which is historic since the formation of the IFP. And that cannot be disputed because it's a fact.
All right, Mr. Ntuli, just two questions. One, just a response to his accusation that the ANC has not vehemently denied deploying someone to a meeting of the royal family in order to try and influence who became the new king? And two, why is this playing out in the media? Has there been any communication behind the scenes in order to resolve these issues that you are both raising?
Let me deal with that caricature, that statement that is completely devoid of any truth, which has been advanced by Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi and his political party, the IFP. You know, within the royal house, it is inevitable that there will be people who are members of the ANC, as there will be people who probably are also members of any other political party. When they converge in their own meeting to discuss family matters, where does the ANC come in? The ANC would not have deployed anybody to a family meeting. When I sit at home in Ntuli's clan with our own discussion about how to commemorate Ndlela kaSompisi or anything like that, I'm not a deployee of the ANC. I cease to be a provincial secretary and be a member of the Ntuli clan because we're confronted by matters that are involving my own clan or my own family. So to say that a person who spoke on that day, merely because he disagreed with Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, therefore he must be appropriated to the ANC, it's political expedience. It's not true. We did not deploy anybody there. We wouldn't have done that. We will never, ever do that even in the future. The reason why that is elevated is because the person who spoke there, in his capacity as part of the family of the royal house, happened to have been a former leader of the ANC and a former speaker of a municipality led by the ANC. But to be a leader of the ANC and be a former leader of the ANC does not exonerate you from your family responsibilities. And the IFP and the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi must deal with that matter for what it is, and not to draw in the African National Congress where the ANC does not belong.
All right, and I'm not sure if you answered my question there about any direct communication that you've had in order to clarify this issue.
We haven't had any discussion with the IFP because we've never seen any need to do so. All we were contending in public is a wrong usage of the political party in the context of addressing royal house matters. And we don't think that we need a private discussion with the IFP about that. This is happening, it's playing out in public, and we're perfectly at liberty to state our view as the ANC that what we are seeing is wrong and has to be condemned.
Mdumiseni Ntuli joining us on the line there. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News.